Okay, I've gotten a special request by one of my subscribers, a person who's a friend of mine. It's currently living in California, Riverside area. I've done one other radio for him before, probably a little more than a year ago. It was an Addison 5A. Um, I'll link to that video at the end of this one. Um, Wanted to know if I could take care of a what is this, Herbert H. Horn, um, a Tiffany tone radio model 5A. Uh, get it going for him. What you see here is how he sent it to me, except for the speaker was connected into the chassis, hardwired into the chassis, and it was removed. I'm not really sure by him or by others, and I guess he might have had it stored. Anyway, he shipped it, broke down, pretty much the way you see it here. All the accessory parts are in here: knobs, dial indicator, dial bezel, um, and the speaker and the chassis were together, bubble wrapped. Um, and the cabinet was separated. Um, it's a cute looking little radio. It is a single band standard broadcast. Uh, what I would call a mantle radio. This is about the same size as that Addison 5A radio that I did for him previously. This is all hardwood. There is uh, this face right here might be the only thing that is veneer. But other than that, everything else is solid wood. Um, we're gonna go through this with a fine tooth comb and get it ready to rock. Hopefully, this I took this speaker and removed it, the hardwiring from the chassis, because it was a lot easier to handle. Uh, on a subsequent video, you'll see the work that I did on this speaker. I went to check it out, everything out, and and the field coil uh, was was bad. Well, the coil is good. The connections to the coil was bad. I couldn't get any reading on it. It showed open. So I had to go do a seek and destroy on this one. You'll see that in a subsequent video. Um, I have since went through and checked the tubes. Uh, a couple of them might be a little iffy. I'm not really sure. We'll have to bring this up and see what it does. I'm getting preparing it for a recapping and cleaning. Um, it is a cute little radio. Uh, very simple. There's not much. There's not much to it. No adjustments on the second IF, only on the first IF. Um, so we're going to get it prepped and ready to go for surgery here pretty soon. I just wanted to get a quick video in of it after unboxing, and I'm going to touch base with the owner and see what he wants, any special request on finish stuff here, I might just take some Murphy's or something like that and buff it after a little cleaning. But other than that, I mean, the cabinet, the the feet are still in great shape. I mean, somebody really took care of this one. Um, so we're going to get this going and get her prepped for surgery. So more to come. All right, here's the deal. Been checking out the components on this Tiffany tone radio, and the uh, the the speaker voice not voice coil, the speaker field coil, the wires that lead into the coil were broken up in here right at the coil. Now I found the outer winding. The inner winding is buried down in there somewhere. Both leads to the field coil were broken loose at the coil, where they leave the coil. So I'm going to have to stick my neck way out on this one and open this field coil up and remove it from the speaker. Hopefully without doing any further damage to it. This is going to be real risky, but and it's a big one. I'm gonna risk it. I believe I can do it. I can do it. We'll see. So stand by. Okay, we managed to get the core out and pick off a little bit of this form work, the flanges. I had to tape the bottom one because it was starting to crack and break, and it's very delicate. But here is the outer wraps. That was simple enough to find. I mean, it was right there laying on top, right by the lead. And I managed to extract that, and I grabbed what I thought was the other one. Well, I didn't realize that the other one was broke loose either until after I tried to make a resistance reading on it and got nothing. And then started picking the other one loose and realized it was broken loose also. But if you see right there at the end of my pencil, there's the inner where it starts, the winding process, way back here at the core. And I think it was started over here, and there was that much of it left. I managed to peck and this fiber until I seen a glint of copper looking at me, and pecked around it until I opened it up some more, and then I lost it. So it, from here to there, and then from here to there, I found it again. So I've checked that with an ohm meter across these two ends, and I do get around 2600 ohms. And the label on the back of the coil, field coil housing, says it's rated at 2500, so I'm in the ballpark. So now all I got to do is get me one of these clip leads off of one of my capacitors in my bag of tricks and get it tack soldered onto the end of that, and then bring it out to the outer windings, and I can take those two and make the connection to the leads instead of these little wires. So stay tuned for that. Now I'll get her done. All right, there we go. We've dressed it with some of this go to glue Loctite stuff. It's a rubberized clear I don't know, adhesive. We're going to let that cure up, and then we're going to slide it back onto the speaker basket and get the cap put back on it, and put her back together and see if we got good results out of it. I know this is good. I get a reading on both leads, so it's just a matter of not damaging anything else, trying to get it back together. So hope. Okay, here we is. We got the leads back connected to the coil ends, and I got the coil mounted back onto the speaker housing. Black taped. There is a paper insert in between the tape and that, and then that gammular globula that you see there, that's more of that go-to glue. It is it does not dry super hard like the CA glue does, or the Gorilla Glue, or the Super Weld, or from JB. I decided to use this go-to glue from Loctite because it allows for a little stress. It's more like a liquid tape, but it will peel loose if seriously stressed. And this here, I just wanted to keep it from moving around too much, because when I get ready to put this back into the cabinet, we'll see how she holds up, or whether or not I'm going to go with something a little more stronger than that. But that was just in case I needed to get back on there again, and I didn't want to have to pick super glue for the next 10 years to get this thing fixed. I checked it. We're still 26 plus 2.6K ohms, and it's rated at 25. So we're going to check it out here pretty soon. I still got to do a checkout on the radio chassis to see what's going to happen with it. I went to check it, and it was deader than a door nail. Not even a peep. And checked all the coils and everything, and they appear to be okay. I'm not really sure if this radio is, if this chassis is as it originally was in the cabinet, because I got it broke down from the owner. Chassis and speaker together, they were soldered together, removed from the cabinet, and the cabinet separated from everything else, and the dial and the glass and the bezel and the knobs and the blah and the blah and the blah all came in separate bags. So I found a schematic for it. but I've yet to check this thing out. And whenever this thing here says it's a go, I'm going to go ahead and hook it back into the chassis and put it on the dim bulb and bring it up and see if it's going to squeak at me. So there, hang on for more. Alrighty then. We've got her adapted. We got all the we've replaced everything, all components except that cap and that resistor there and this resistor here. All the other resistors were replaced. All the caps, including the E-caps that were in here, were replaced. I dropped them back to 10 microfarad caps rather than 22s that were in there, because the schematic only calls for 5 microfarad, pair of them in there, so we went with 10s instead of 4.7s. So we got all that in the bag, and we're going to go ahead and get this thing ready for bath and get her cleaned up. So stay tuned, there'll be more.